Okay, so hello everyone. Thanks for waiting. I hope that you are doing well today. Welcome and thanks to join us very much in the first of a series of success case webinars that will take place in the incoming weeks. My name is Giorgia Rossi and I am the International Sales Manager of Jaxel, a company who is in the global market of 3D technology solutions since more than 10 years. And today, I would like to talk to you about how you can sensibly change the purpose, the way of thinking, and doing the survey with a wearable mobile mapping system. So, before we begin, first of all, I apologize in advance in case the connection would be sometimes low because, as you know, in this period we have an overload of the network, of the connection. So I hope that our connection today will go smoothly. If you have some questions, please submit them in the chat box. Your mics are not open, so you cannot talk to us. But don't worry, because first of all, this webinar will be recorded for your reference, and so you will receive it by email. And we will leave also sometimes at the end for your Q&A questions. So in case we might not be able to reply to all your questions, please don't complain. We will follow up afterwards. So let me quickly go through today's agenda. We will have a brief introduction of today's success case. We will also explain about the needs and the goal. We will go through the technology used and we will experience also the workflow that have been applied. And then we will go through the results that we have achieved, and then we move on with the Q&A session. I have selected a lot of interesting success stories, but I have decided to start with this one in particular because, in my opinion, it perfectly shows how to use a mobile mapping survey solution to efficiently plan services both in private and public buildings, and why HERON is the right choice to carry on the job. We will experience together how HERON, the portable mobile mapping system used, has been relevant to improve the productivity of an agency involved in big building maintenance and redevelopment. HERON is particularly appreciated in urgent interventions, as well as in the very beginning budgeting stage, estimation cost and feasibility analysis of large real estate investments. But don't forget that the technology is also largely used to quickly extract 2D updated building maps used to then create BIM models. If you might be interested to discover more about this application, stay tuned and don't miss the next webinars. I have already selected another success story carried on in 3 hospital units in South Africa. So we would have the chance to explore this success case also together. But let's start with today's one. First of all, where we are. We are in Italy at a hospital structure, and the hospital is composed by 6 buildings, each one with its own architectural peculiarities, different plans, geometries, and different heights, so that using the standard survey technique revealed to be very difficult. The most important building are the number 2, the red one, and the number 4, the yellow one, whose floor is around 1,000 square meters each. The other building are smaller, both in plant and in elevation, as you can see also here in this aerial photo. The Italian hospital, as I think every architectural typology, have some recurring building standards, like, for example, specific planimetric arrangement, room dimension that usually is 5 for 4 meters, and many additional ones. I remember that when I was at the university, there was one of the most well-known professors specialized in management and technological innovation in the hospital building sector, but I am talking about long time ago. So coming back to our success story today, in this hospital, there are 50 rooms on each floor for a total planned surface of 20,000 square meters. Let's move to one very interesting part of the story, in my opinion. Who is the customer? The customer is a leader worldwide company in the building services, management, maintenance, cleaning, and their needs were various. At first, they had to exactly estimate the hospital spaces in order to set an accurate quote for the maintenance and cleaning spaces services based on real and proven data. And then they had to plan an efficiently management plan inside all the hospital buildings. It was so crucial obtaining 2D plans of the building quickly and easily, but especially without interfere, block, or delay the daily hospital activities. We are talking about a place where there are people inside, where there are people who stay for a long time inside with some specific, very particular activities. And so the need of the customer was doing something fast without, in a certain way, not invasive, in order not to interfere with all the action that were going on inside the spaces. And HERON was exactly what they were looking for. But let's see how and why. Here we go. This is HERON, the portable mobile mapping system used. Why did the customer trust in HERON to carry on the job so much? HERON is a portable backpack solution, SLAM-based, enables to move anywhere. Thanks to its unit's versatility, is especially designed to work in spaces whose accessibility is difficult without the usage of a GNSS. Fast, professional, and lightest in its category, HERON dramatically reduce the on-site and post-processing activities. With only 6 kilos weight, HERON lets the surveyor move around freely and easily, without need to stop somewhere. No time-consuming calibration and initialization procedure to carry on. HERON acquires data in continuous with a maximum range of 100 meters. What the users like is that the external control unit displays the 3D preview of what you are surveying, and so check, control, and in case adjust the data acquired is very convenient and quick. This means that the first data check can be run on site. So if an error would come up, you can immediately run the survey again. Just imagine the waste of time and money, let me add, if once get back to the office, you would reveal that the data is corrupted or lacking, especially if the survey site is a so sensible one, so you don't have the chance to come back again or to do the survey again in a free way. And I think that this has happened once to everyone in our surveyor career. The other HERON's ability, warmly appreciated by the users, is that the 360 degrees panoramic camera. The camera works in continuous, and while surveying, you can visualize in the external control unit display the streaming of the images. You can so navigate both in the 3D point cloud and in the picture. The images are then automatically stitched on the scans to get RGB point cloud. You cannot imagine how fast is delivering a 3D colored point cloud. The complete solution this solution is the post-processing software that has the ability to correct the trajectory thanks to a patent algorithm that can integrate scans, any kind of scans, as well as constraints. The integrated software reconstructor has also the ability to move from the 3D survey to the 2D measurable maps in few clicks. And this is what made the customer trust in HERON. Let's now see how the job has been managed and carry on. The survey activity on site took only 2 days with 2 operators. The spaces have been totally surveyed indoor and outdoor for 18,000 square meters totally. To be more efficient and deliver almost in real time, we can say, the 2D plans, this survey has been subdivided in parts. This permits to extract directly on site some of the 2D plans requests. While a worker was carrying on the measurement, the other one was elaborating the data. Of course, some of the data have been processed the day after, but the almost immediate delivery satisfies the customer's main prerogative: fast, professional, and definitely not invasive. Just to give you an idea, to obtain all the 2D plans and the virtual photographic tour, it took 2 days globally. Let me quickly show some of these 2D plans result, and let me open the Go Blueprint viewer. Here we are. These are the blueprint, so 2D X-ray orthophotos extracted from the HERON clouds. Blueprint can be extracted at the altitude that you desire, as well oriented as your convenience. And here the customers, of course, had to estimate the FLIR surfaces. So 2D horizontal map have been extracted. What I like is doing the job simple and easy, and I think that also most of you would like to work in this kind of way. But not only for the operators, but also for the people who received the elaborated data. So for this reason, we develop this smart 2D free viewer where you can navigate and measure the blueprint. What I really like is that now I am working on my personal computer, but if you want, you can use this 2D free viewer also on a Microsoft tablet in order to go on site and navigate, visualize, investigate and measure your blueprint also directly on site. For example, you can take some measurement, how it's easy, linear measurement. Let me change, for example, the text dimension. Okay. Of course, you can change the background. You can take different kind of dimension as well. The software also supports the angular dimension. And in this case, if you need also to estimate very fast the area of a surface, the tool is definitely easy and user-friendly because you have a specified command that is area measurement. And by just few clicks, you can measure directly also the surfaces of your building. Let me jump back to the presentation in order to move on. The blueprint that we have just seen has been the keystone of the job. An external consultancy partner extract on the basis of the blueprint, the CAD drawing, and in 1 week, the complete job has been delivered in order to move on with the planning activities. The accurate details about the areas of the hospital to be managed had two main purposing: avoiding some possible overcost due to errors of the global areas estimation, and getting a high-level quality map of the hospital that was more accurate of the one that the hospital direction had. In order to have a complete documentation of the hospital, also the 3D project with all the related panorama images have been delivered. The 3D project, smartly organized, has been really revealed very useful to plan, quote, new services activities to provide to the hospital. As you can see, it's very easy to navigate inside the project. You can move around the mobile mapping trajectory, and you can jump also from one position to the other. While navigating, you can navigate both in the picture and both in the point cloud. Because as we have seen before, the panorama camera is synchronized with the LiDAR, and so you can always navigate in the point cloud and in the picture, as well as taking measurement on point cloud and on the picture. The customer then moved all the area information of each room to an Excel internal DB platform in order to easily update all the information related the management task, and in order to estimate and evaluate all the areas in which planning the activities of management and redevelopment of the spaces. So we have seen very fast, because we know that in this period there are a lot of activities carrying on, and we would like to give you just a brief input of what this kind of technology can achieve, and especially what you can do with this kind of technology. So thanks to join us. But before leaving sometimes for Q&A, I see that we have many questions. That's good, because it means that the interest has been high. Let me remind that this was the first of a session of webinars. We have already scheduled 2 other sessions. Next week, we will experience a urban mapping case where a portable mobile mapping system can make the difference, and the week after, how to get a fast stockpile evaluation. In the next webinars, I won't be alone, so I think that you will be much more happy, okay? I'm just joking. I won't be alone, because the surveyors who have carried on the activity will join us. And so you will have also a direct experience and a direct chatting with them. We will keep you updated by newsletter, and follow up our LinkedIn, follow us, on LinkedIn, Facebook, and our social media in order to be updated about the schedule activity. So I am pleased to reply to some of your question, and in case we won't have enough time, don't complain, but we will back later to you. The first one is, how long is the battery life? The battery life is around 2 hours and a half. If you have to carry on a longer job, of course, you can stop the job wherever you desire, and you can and you can change the battery and carry on the job. Another question is, can this system be installed on a vehicle for mobile scanning? Yes, of course it can. The system can be mounted on a vehicle. It does not matter, a car, a quad, a motorbike, or something like that. If you would like to know an application of using the system in mobile mapping mode, I really suggest you to follow the next webinar, because the webinar of next week will show you an application of the solution mount on a vehicle. The vehicle, to mount the system on the vehicle, you just need an adapter, okay? And the solution in real-time data acquisition works in two ways. While you are doing the survey, you can decide if you are carrying on the survey in walking mode or car-based, so vehicle-based. So the system has got inside two kind of algorithm, depending on how you are carrying on the survey. Another interesting question, can you use reference points which be recognized by a software? Yes, of course. As we have said before, the system is not GNSS based, and so one of the question, of course, is that's good, but how we can use reference point? We can use reference point, external reference point. They can be ground control point, or they could be also spheres or planar target. And we can use this control point to make the georeferentiation. Of course, the georeferentiation is done in post-processing, and we have different kind of possibility to do the georeferentiation. There's a very nice one that is really appreciated by the surveyor who use the ground control point in order to get the georeferentiation faster and in a more, how to say, faster, yes, and much more efficiently. What is the accuracy and the noise of the resulting cloud? Well, the accuracy of the resulting cloud, the LiDAR accuracy, the local LiDAR accuracy is around 2 centimeters, and so that would be the local accuracy. In terms of global one, it depends. It depends on how you are carrying on the survey. If you are georeferencing the data, if you are using, for example, also scans as constraint in order to adjust the trajectory. So it can be really depending in terms of global accuracy. It can be 7 centimeters, 10 centimeters, 20 centimeters. It really depends on how you carry on the survey. The local accuracy is 2 centimeters. That is the LiDAR one. Another question, nice question, is if we can use in underground mine. Yeah, of course. And if you can join us also in the next scheduled webinar, of course, we have also some cases dedicated to underground mining and also open pit. I have another question that I think is interesting. Do I have to close the loop, so ending the survey in the same starting position? No, it's not mandatory. Of course, it's suggested, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to mandatory start in one point and end in the same point. The solution does not need the same starting and ending point position, because we have the possibility in the software to manage the trajectory and to adjust the trajectory pretty well. Another question, it is possible to use control point to improve the final return of the cloud? Yes, of course. I think that this question is joined together with the reference one to the, sorry, how to georeference the data. Yes, of course, if we use the control point, we can improve the final return of the point cloud, of course. Are the LiDAR sensor and camera a third-party hardware? Yes, of course. What HERON is? HERON is a solution that is developed, designed, and projected by Jaxel, so by us. But of course, the LiDAR and the camera are not developed by us. The sensor is, we integrate different kind of Velodyne sensor. In this specific application case, we have seen the integration of a HERON solution that integrates a Velodyne 32 lines, but in the next webinars, we will experience also the other HERON solution that we have, who integrates also Velodyne 16. Can you take a webinar showing its application in mining? Yes, of course. Of course, we are, I can anticipate that, sorry, let me go back, okay, to this. On April 22nd, we will have a webinar in mining application in stockpile, outdoor application, and we are already going to schedule another one in underground mining application, in which we would like also to invite one of our main user in this kind of application, so that you can also, how to say, share the experience also with a person who work, who is a, how to say, a specialist in this kind of application. So yes, the solution can be definitely used in underground mining survey. We have a lot of experience in this kind of application, in different kind of mining, and we will experience one of these success case together in the next webinar. Can we export point cloud? Yes, of course, you can export point cloud. Point cloud can be exported also with RGB, and you can export in most of the common interchange open format. We are talking about PLY, E57, LAS, TXT, XYZ. It does not matter, because from our software better has the ability to support different kind of interchange format. What are its limitation? Its limitation, where? I think that the only limitation, but not of this kind of system in general, of this kind of technology, is that it works inside geometries. It's a SLAM-based solution, so of course what you need are geometries that can be trees, vegetation, rocks, stockpile, any kind of object that can create geometries. This is another nice question. How many person at a time does it requires to operate with the LiDAR system? Just one. You don't need more. In the example that, in the success case, sorry, that we have shown you today, we talk about two operators, but why? Because while, let me jump before. The need of the customer in this kind of application was to have almost in real time the deliverables, okay, the 2D map deliverables. So this is the reason why we have worked with two operators in the same time. So we had one operator that was, sorry, let me go back to the movie. Because in the movie we can see the two operators. If I can, oh, sorry. Let me see if, okay. If you see, there is the operator, but there is also, okay, the connection now is a little bit, okay. You see that there are two persons, the operator and the other one who is in the background. That is the second operator that has got some paper, okay, in the hand, you see. This is because the customer needs almost in real time the deliverables. So while one part of the survey was finished, the data were automatically passed to the second guy, and the second guy inside the hospital made the data elaboration, so that the first part of the deliverables was done in the same day. But this was a special request of the customer, so having in a very faster way the deliverables. If you don't need to, how to say, deliver the data, the final product almost in real time, so you have at least, I mean, the day after or the afternoon to process the data, only one person can do the survey, so no need to be more than one person on site. And this is the reason why the technology is so appreciated, because it can be done by only one person. Let me see, because I am trying to move inside all your questions. Can you elaborate on different HERON models, AC, MS, and color? Yes, of course. Yes, we can elaborate all the different. Models. If you want, you can also do, for example, a part of the survey with the AC, and then you can do the elaboration with the MS, and then you can merge in the same project all the data together. And really, we have time for two last question. Do you use a specific type brand of spheres or target with HERON system as reference point? No, you can use the one. Well, you can use the one that you normally use with your TLS. What normally we advise are the dimension of the spheres. So don't use, for example, spheres with a very small diameters, but the one that you normally use for your TLS that could have 10, 11, 12 centimeters diameters are fine, as well as planar target, no. Also here, taking care about the dimension. I mean, do not use, normally we suggest to use the A5 at least, or the A4. Don't use, I mean, a target of 3 centimeters for 3 centimeters, because that could be a little bit difficult to reveal, but we don't have any kind of specific target. So first of all, you don't need to buy specific target. That means save money. You can use also your own one. We have the very last question, where I can get information about the price. You can contact us or also our dealers in order to have all information about the prices. And sorry, just really the last one, because I misunderstood. I'm sorry for that. A question, elaborate. Sorry. That's my fault. I want only to clarify this, because that's my fault. I misunderstood your question. The difference between the different HERON model, AC and MS. Yeah, sorry. The difference, technically speaking, the system are the same, because they mount the same LiDAR, the same camera, the same control unit. The difference is the rugged backpack. In the system that you see here in the screen that we have is the HERON AC, and this is the lightest one. It's around 6 kilos, complete, also with the head, with the camera and everything. The difference between the AC and the MS is the backpack. The MS used a rugged backpack in which you have stored inside the battery, that is this one, and the internal control unit. It the rugged backpack also has got some specific connectors in order to protect the different port and the cables. So is much more used for in how to say, hard environment, like for example mining application or dust application, building construction. So in all the cases in which you need some kind of much more protection to your hardware. Of course, this is the difference in terms of hardware. Okay, so only the backpack. That makes the difference in terms of weight, because if the AC is around 6 kilos, the MS is around 11 kilos. So we have many customers who prefer to have the MS because everything inside, everything is protected, and they don't care about, the weight. But just to be fair, this is the only thing that really change is the weight of the system. Otherwise, the devices, the hardware, and the software especially are the same, are really the same. So I think that we have finished our time together. I'm really sorry if not would be able to reply to all your questions, but I really appreciate your interest. Many thanks. We will be back to you in case in order to reply also to other questions by email. If you want to join us in the next webinar, please, register yourself, especially if you want to have an experience about how to use HERON on a vehicle. We will experience this kind of application next week, and then in 2 weeks we will go inside a mining application outdoor, and then under your request we will try to speed up the success case in underground mining. Really thank you very much to have joined us in today's webinar. In case you might have some other curiosity, please do not hesitate to contact us. Once again, thank you very much, and take care to all of you. Keep in touch.